in this video, I'm going to be talking a little bit about the MXR bass envelope filter. It's an analog envelope filter. I've had this bass pedal for quite some time. It's road tested, so I know it's very durable. There's nothing quite so finicky as an envelope filter. I think specifically because it's attack dependent. If I play an envelope filter and I play it just a little bit, so it's already on, it makes that sound. If I attack it a bunch, especially noticeable in the high register. So there's a soft touch with it. Here's a loud touch. So it really depends on your attack and your articulation to bring out different sounds in the envelope filter. So when we're talking about different settings, each person's going to have could have potentially radically different settings to kind of get a similar sound just based on their own attack and the nature of the instrument they're playing. So what I can do though is tell you what these effects are. So the dry signal is as it sounds. That's your dry signal. The FX is the effect signal. The decay that sets the filter's decay stop frequency. The Q filter in the middle controls the intensity of your effect, and then the sensitivity knob can check, just that, how much it's going to react to your attack. So again, two people can walk up to the same bass with the bass EQ'd the same way and the pedal EQ'd the same way and play this pedal and have a vastly different experience. So you just kind of have to try it. These are the settings that I was using on my last gig, and I'll tell you, every time I use an envelope filter pedal, I end up changing it a little bit, at least for every gig, just depending on the room. I'll play a little bit. Here's what it sounds like. So what I like about this pedal, and pedals like this in general, is that it has a dry signal. Envelope filters, because they're there's this big frequency sweep, they tend to the bass will just drop out and then come back in, drop out, come back in, which is part of the cool part of the effect. But if you're trying to actually use it in a bass function and not more as kind of a gimmicky thing, it's nice to have the presence of the bass. So you can see if I take out my dry signal, you can see all the bass is gone. It still sounds cool. But that dry signal, gosh, it sure to my ear, it just sure makes it a lot fatter and more of a usable sound. And I think that's even more than I had it when we started. So that's the general sound of it. They have some preset settings, so I'm gonna use their manual. They call this one Bottom Dweller. So we're just gonna see what this one does. They say this is a synth bass sound, so I'm intrigued. So this is Bottom Dweller according to the user's manual. Let's see. That's pretty cool. I don't know how synthy it is, but it's definitely very expressive. I like the vocal quality of that. They have another setting here called Bubble Funk, which is classic 70s funk. So let's see what the 70s used to sound like. And they have that pegged. So let's see. I'll try slapping with it. That's cool. It's actually feels a little closer to what I was using. I was probably because there's more dry signal. They have one more which they call Gorilla Biscuit. And so this is their techno dance setting. So let's see if this makes you dance. Well, that'd be awesome. Let's see. Um, that's cool. Not quite as responsive, but still cool. So, again, a pedal like this, it really comes down to your own playing and kind of finding your sweet spot with the pedal. But overall, this for me, this has been a great pedal. Now there are a few pedals out there that maybe sound better just as a pure envelope filter, but that don't have the dry signal and that I found to be really finicky. This one's a nice compromise. It has great tone. It has that dry signal effects mix. And I find it to be a very controllable pedal. And again, envelope filters can be just kind of squirrely on stage and a little frustrating where you kind of EQ them at sound check, and then when you actually play live and the band's going, suddenly, because the way you're attacking, you're not getting the sound that you had in sound check, and that's frustrating. This one I've found to be just a little bit more forgiving. Maybe I have to tweak it a little, but I don't have to tweak it a lot from sound check or from tune to tune. So that's important to me, especially when it's an envelope filter. Let's be honest, over the course of a gig, you're not going to use it on half the tunes. Probably you might use it on one or two, or at least I only use it that often. So I like to be able to turn it on and have it function as it should, and meet my expectations, like hear back what I think is going to come at me. So this is my favorite envelope filter for those reasons. Ooh, don't you ever think that I'm afraid to be back.